So I couldn't figure out why this thing was hardly putting out any kind of power. It wasn't really doing anything. And I got to looking in here, and here's, so I can show you. The wire for TX has come undone. I guess I'll have to pull this board. I don't know. Just see what I can do. The solder's on the back of that. I'm not sure. Maybe I can see it on the other side. There's sort of like, there's something behind here, and then there's like a heat sink. So, that's interesting. I mean, I can't just flow it back in there. There's no way. So, I'm going to have to pull it. It's going to be quite difficult. I'm going to have to come in here and pull a few things. So I did a horrible soldering job on that. So I got to get this wire. I'm going to try and do. We've told this board, but everything is soldered to it. I don't want to unsolder a whole bunch of stuff. I just want to get in here close enough to where I just pushed the board back in the hole that I needed to. I'm not sure. Okay, which. Okay, so I just need to get in here. And let me get in here and really show you guys what we're looking at. So this thing has been, to me, what looks like a cold solder joint for a really long time. So I just got to get in here and find my little stick and put some flux on the end of it. I really need to get some better flux. Anyway, I'm going to turn this off. So I'm just going to get in here with it. And just get this thing soldered up. Okay. There's plenty of solder on it. It's just not soldered to that wire. And we're done. So, I mean, man, these radios are so full of surprises. Okay. I might go in and give it a little bit more. Okay, so I went in and got a little bit more on there. Man, it is so hard to focus on this. So this dinky ass wire here, hey, this is like ridiculous. And this is zoomed way the hell in. This dinky ass wire is going to the amplifier section there, so hopefully we didn't burn anything up. There's like a driver that comes in through here, I think, and then that one here would bump you up to probably 1 watt, and then the one on the other side I'll show you in a second. Alright, so we just got to get the screws back in here real quick. Shouldn't take too long. It's kind of actually difficult to get this other part soldered because it's like crap doesn't want to sit in there correctly. And I'm trying not to break this little chintzy ass wire. It looks like everything's all screwed up here. So, okay, I see what it is. There's a switch back here for burst or tone. And then apparently you can adjust one of these to adjust your tone. It's really kind of interesting. I mean, it was probably ahead of its time back then. And then if that wasn't enough, then they have this capacitor here. It's you see it right here? It's soldered in on these pins, and then you would adjust that trimmer. And quite the deal, huh? So this is where that would feed up into. And it's got a 2SC1729, a little tiny guy right here. But, yeah, so you're feeding it in right there. Comes in to the bottom. And that wire's broken. So, and also we have another piece right here I found on the switch that was off. And where it was soldered to the frame was just hanging there, so I got to get that back on there. So for these kind of things, I always use a big soldering iron. I don't like to mess around. They probably didn't use enough heat in the factory, but anyway, just wait for this thing to heat up. It's been slow. I think I gotta clean it or something. I don't know. I've taken it apart a few times. Okay. I don't think that's going anywhere. Could be wrong though. So now, hopefully it'll work. All right, let's see what we got. Pretty close to 20 watts down there. Go down one. We're on memory. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. I always see the meter is full deflection on the radio, and I'm seeing about 15, 16 watts on the bird meter. I don't know if I should call it a bird meter, but it's got a bird slug in it. I flip it down to low. Low, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 watt, 1 watt, 1 watt. That's pretty cool. Okay, so they said it will read 8 if it's 1. I mean, if it's 20. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. KG7 HVR. KG7 HVR. Alright. I like this radio. Now, I'm not really sure how to get the tones where I need them, but what I was trying to do is use one of these radios to detect the tone I'm putting out. Now, it should show a tone eventually, but it's not. We have to adjust this thing on the bottom, I don't know. I don't know what this close and open one is. Anyway, that's enough for one day on this deal. Ooh. Listening to either maybe input or output of the repeater.
T-A-2-H-O-I in the group. I'm going to go with New Girl in School, and heard it on WSWO.
Where's my needle?
The low power station out of Huber Heights, Ohio. If any of you gone to the Dayton Ham Fest, I'm sure you've come across Oldies 97.3. Heard it on the station the other day, and I'm IDK for TV. Back to the group. Oh, by the way, we use the EV 20s at the radio station that I work at. So we use Electro Voice microphones at WTVQ Radio.
Okay, very good. Thank you for sharing that, John. Appreciate it. So there's one of our former radio DJs.
This radio sounds great.
At that radio station, they did use Electro Voice microphones. Very good. Thanks for sharing. In the meantime, on music, I have you down for the single, you're saying the B-side of Dead Man's Curve was New Girl in School, and IDK on TV. How about
This is KB7TKH. I'm afraid I'm a IDK for both questions. IDK, back to net control.
Okay, David, no problem there. David's not quite sure on either question, so we have a pair of IDKs down for David. And staying right in, Prescott Valley, here's Carl, K6NOP.
I'm going to go with the New Girl in School for the flip side of that record, which I also wore out, and IDK on the TV question. Back to you, KE6NOP.
Yeah, this thing sounds great.
Sure, we have you down for the New Girl in School.
This had an RF gain. It's fucking ridiculous.
IDK on TV. K6GMD. Steve, you're next, over.
Alright, so...
Thank you, John. Anissa Jones for television.
Alright, guys.